Hey guys, Dave Moore at DaveMoore.com, talking today about a product that I've been using for quite a while. Something I've been using during my dry practice routine in order to perfect my trigger squeeze. And it is the Mantis X Firearms training system. What this is, it's a little device that goes on the rail segment of your gun. Basically attaches to your phone through an app, and every time you shoot or squeeze a trigger, it marks where your shot would have landed, and it gives you a score point system based off how good your trigger squeeze was. For instance, if you jerk the trigger really hard, you're going to get a lower score. If it's a dead nut shot, you're going to get a 90, 95, 100, whatever it is, depending how accurate you actually were. Now, this was originally designed for live fire, but a lot of us, including myself, use it for dry practice. Nothing's better than getting a good routine in the comfort of your own home. So this bad boy comes in this Pelican 1010 micro case series case, and I gotta tell you, case alone is great. I love having these little cases around the house for whatever I need to put in it. Pop it open. You've got your USB charging cable, obviously to charge the device. You've got a carabiner to clip to the case to attach it to a backpack, whatever. Then you have the device itself, and that's really all it is right there. Real small, compact, and easy to use. So when you install this, make sure that the USB port is facing towards the gun, towards the trigger guard of your handgun. You're going to go ahead and just get it on that rail just like that. Take your favorite screwdriver and tighten it down. Make sure it's snug. Do not over tighten it. As always, ensure the firearm is unloaded. Check twice, 3 times, 4 times. You're going to be shooting this in your house if you're doing dry practice. So make sure that gun is clear. Once you have it on the gun, there's a little button on the bottom here. Push that quickly 1 time, turns this bad boy on. Once you're ready to go, fire up that Mantis app after you turn on the Bluetooth on your phone. It's going to show this screen. You hit connect, and now you are ready to go. Open train, you've got reload and battery reload out of battery, support hand only, primary hand only, tactical reload, all that good stuff ready to go. So now that the app is loaded, product installed onto the gun, it is time to do some training. Now I'm going to do the open training, which is pretty much just a free-for-all. Point the gun, squeeze the trigger, it tells you where it lands. So that's 2 shots. Now you can do whatever you want to do with this. You can start at the sole if you're into that. Start at temple index if you're into that. You can start at the low ready, start at the high ready. You start wherever you want. Or you can just bring your sights out, shoot. One great thing to do, obviously, is take draws from your holster. Got your favorite holster on, your carry holster. Take a draw out of that holster, point the gun, shoot, and see how steady you actually are drawing from the holster and taking that shot. So let's go ahead and show you exactly what it looks like with a piss poor shot. As you saw, I jerked the gun down. It reflects it right here on the app. It's amazing. It really does give you positive feedback. Stuff that you cannot see. You might think that your trigger squeeze is perfect. Dead nuts every time. The app is going to tell you otherwise. The thing pretty much comes calibrated, ready to go. No issues. When my shot was bad, it told me my shot was bad. When my shot was good, it told me my shot was good. Really no setup. The only thing that you need is to get the free app through whatever app store you're using, Android, iOS, whatever. Turn your Bluetooth on and connect. Easy as that. Really easy to connect and use, which is a big plus to this. So let's go over the pros. Number 1, small device, easy to use in the house. Good for dry practice, good for live fire, which was its original intent. Tells you exactly what you're doing wrong. It can show you where your shots land on the target. It gives you a point-based score based off of your trigger pull, and it is just, it's fun to use. A lot of us do dry practice in the home, wherever, and you really have no feedback telling you if you're even doing good. You might point at a dot on the wall, and that might be your target. But our eyes can only see so much, and sometimes we lie to ourselves. We trick ourselves into thinking that we're doing awesome every time. In reality, we're not. There's minute shifts in the movement of the gun that we can't see or feel. Now, mind you, up close, you're not going to see them. Start moving that target back further and further to whatever distance, and that angle is going to increase. So if you're off by a half inch at 10 feet, just imagine what it's going to be at 50 yards, especially if you need to take a very important shot. This little device can help you hone in your skills and get every shot perfect. Not only can you do just open shooting and basically have it score every pull of the trigger, you can run those little programs in it, the reload, practice, all that good stuff. So it's got all these programs, it's got timers involved, and you can really hone all of your skills. Not just squeezing the trigger, but your reloads, all that good stuff. We all know gun goes out of battery, slide lock, you need to reload. When you reload, if you have to shoot, you better make sure that that shot is on target. Some of us aren't the best at that. With this little device, we can hone that skill in to make sure that that follow-up shot is on target, is good to go, and it is going to be effective. So we talked about the pros. Those are pretty obvious. It's a great little device. It's going to help you out a lot more than not using it, basically. But there are a few cons. The first con is you have to take off your weapon-mounted light. Really can't call that a con because that's just the way it is. If you have a light on it, you got to take it off, put it back on when you're done. So not a big deal for me, but it's just one more step that you have to do, though not a deal breaker whatsoever. The next con is going to be this screw. When you put this on, you have to use a screwdriver to tighten it down. I would like to see a quick screw type option, kind of like the Streamlight TLR series light. A little wing nut type thing that you can just hand tighten and it's good to go without having to use a tool, because let's be honest, if you're taking this to the range, now you have to bring a screwdriver. And if it's not a normal piece in your kit, it's one more thing that you have to add. Final con that I can see with this is the price. For some of us, no big deal. For others, might be a big deal. Retail price on the Mantis X is $149.99, so it is a little higher on the price spectrum. Now, can you really put a price on good training? Well, some of us can. Sometimes the price is a little bit too high. So if you don't have the spare cash, it's going to be hard to sway yourself into buying this, but for the life that you'll get out of it, for the training that you'll get out of it, for the use and for the purpose and just the fun, really, that you'll get with this, it's kind of worth putting a few bucks aside and saving up to eventually buy it. So in summation, the Mantis X firearms training system gets a thumbs up in my book. I can't tell you how many hours I've logged doing dry practice with really no idea how I'm doing. This now tells me how I'm doing. Tells me if I suck, tells me if I'm doing good, and that is great. Like I said before, a lot of us tend to lie to ourselves and cheat ourselves during dry practice, and we just feel like we're doing awesome every time. The reality is, nobody's awesome every time, and this will tell you. This will help you hone those skills in. If you have a good trigger squeeze now, use this a few times, and your trigger squeeze will just tighten up, and tighten up even more, and you'll just be dead nuts every time. Not to mention, you can do it during stress training, do it during live fire, dry practice, whatever. You can pretty much use this thing on anything, handguns, rifles, etc. Though on rifles, not as big of a deal with the trigger squeeze, as we all know. So would I recommend you buy the Mantis X? I definitely would. If you have the spare money laying around and you like to dry practice and want some good at-home training or live fire training, like I said before, go ahead, pick yourself up one of these. I've been using it quite a bit, and I gotta tell you, I really like it. So Mantis X, good to go, and that's all I got, guys. Keep shooting.